Hi, I'm the one they call the householder monk. Soon to be starting a page based on Buddhism and veganism and what I like to call body consciousness, which is those things that help your body and mind and spirituality, like biking, hiking, rappelling, walking through the desert, swimming, those sorts of things. But I wanted to briefly mention the fabulous things that have happened to me and my family the last 24 hours. We are big fans of the band Yes. This year is their 51st year, and we went up to Phoenix to see them. And Asia, many people probably don't know that three of the members of Yes are also members of Asia. Two of those members founded Asia, Steve Howe and Jeff Downs, and Billy Sherwood from Yes. We're all in Asia. They performed their set and then came back out, performed the full set. Before I get to that, and who do we see standing there? The world famous artist of this century and the last decade, I should say, Roger Dean. All this artwork is the work of Roger Dean. He's done almost all of Yes's album covers. He's done all of Asia's album covers and many other artists and bands. I went right up and couldn't pass up the opportunity to shake Roger Dean's hand. And I must say he was the most kind and gracious and down-to-earth person. He was so friendly, and we chit-chatted a little bit, and we wound up with autographed, personalized, one-of-a-kind prints to both my son and my daughter, Keith and Caden, which are no other like that in the world. And for whatever reason, he asked me for my address. He's going to send me something in the mail. I'm sure it'll be a nice piece of artwork signed to me. So it was very special. Got my picture taken with him, along with Keith and Caden. I don't think I have that here to show available. But anyways, that was great. So, Yes performed The Gates of Delirium, which I had, in all these years, I've never seen them perform that live. It's one of their 20-minute epics, and they nailed it. It was just incredible. And the end part of that song is the song Soon, which probably some people are more familiar with. Also, they performed a song called Onward, which was a very touching moment because that song was written by the late, great Chris Squire from Yes, who we lost in 2015. And that song was a tribute to Chris. And it was, it produced more than a few tears in the eyes of those of us who follow the band and were big, big fans of Chris. Something else that happened at the very end of the show for the encore was a performance of Imagine by John Lennon, which I consider the song laureate of the world. And few people know that Alan White, the drummer from Yes, performed the drums on the original recording of Imagine with John Lennon all those many years ago before he joined Yes. And so that was a bit of a tribute to Alan White to perform that last night. So, as you may or may not know, we live in Tucson. We traveled to Phoenix for this show, and we got to see another famous artist, a brilliant artist I've known my entire life, and she now has a couple of books out, Deacon Duck books. Her name is Catherine Wolfe, and also we actually spent the night at Catherine's house a couple of books signed to Keith and Caden, autographed. And the reason this happened was because Kathy's my cousin. I've grown up with Kathy. We've spent a lot of time together. She's like a sister to me. And I have not seen her since 2007, so it's been 12 years, but it's like yesterday. It's like we just saw each other yesterday. She's a very dear person to me, and so if you need children's books, I would recommend Catherine Wolf's books by Deacon Duck is the name of them. So we took our kids to Hole in the Rock at Popgo Park near Scottsdale, if you're familiar with the Phoenix area. And then we went to Apache Junction to Goldfield, Ghost Town, the old gold mining town, which is now a bit of a tourist destination like Tombstone down here south of Tucson. But these are places that my wife and I had been to many times in the years past, but this is the first time we've been able to take our kids to see some of these things that we've enjoyed all these years. So the show last night, obviously Keith and Caden were with us at the Yes show, but it's not the first time. 10 years ago in Las Vegas, my wife and I took our kids to see, again, Asia and Yes, where Steve Howe came out and performed a full set with Jeff Downs in Asia, and then at that time there was another keyboard player in Yes, and Steve Howe came back out during the Yes set and played a full set again. These things are just more groundbreaking things that Yes does. These are things they do that nobody else has done. But at that time, Caden was a baby and Keith was about 3. So they didn't see the show, they didn't remember the show, they slept through the show. But that makes last night's show the second time they've seen Yes in Asia. So we had a nice time driving through Chandler and Scottsdale and Phoenix, and now we're back home to Tucson. And another bonus is I didn't have to go to work today, obviously, which is wonderful. So I'm the householder monk, and you can look out for some videos my daughter and I are producing about what we call the triad, which is the benefits of life between Buddhism, veganism,